Shalom, call Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. Alright, and just going through different articles and things of that nature, kind of seeing what the spirit wants me to go to touch on a little bit. I came across this article here. It says federal agency says employers can require workers to get C-19 Maxine. All right, being that because it talks about in Ecclesiasticus, I believe it's the second chapter. It talks about pretty much preparing yourself and getting your mind ready. For the hell of a roller coaster ride that we're about to endeavor on, all of us, each and every one of us, all right, and more so talking about the hour of temptation that's about to befall us all right, because being that, the elites, they have, an agenda to, pretty much, get us all to take this Maxine, all right, and even more so, taking that microchip, all right, and the means that they're going to go about to, establish these things, all right, because they're not just going to start off by making it mandatory, all right, little by little, gradualism, all right, and more, we've been talking about how, throughout this year, they're going to put the squeeze on the people more and more to get people to willingly, get down with their program, all right. And this is one of the means that they're going to one of the avenues they're going to take, all right, having people or having employers get it to where and set up to where employees got to take the max, all right, and that's going to smell trouble for a lot of people, and even more so Jake, all right, because again, that's how we take care of our families and pay our bills and things of that nature. Scriptures talk about money, how it's a defense in the society. You don't work, you don't eat, all right. So again, this is one of those things, man. Again, knowing that the hour of temptation is quickly approaching, all right, and more and more we should be steadying our minds and preparing ourselves through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai for these things, all right, because some of us are going to lose our jobs as well as other things, right, and it's all going to be a test of our faith, to see how we're going to go about these things, all right, because once people pretty much lose everything, all right, or because even before that, all right, again, once the elites, they start taking away, people's way of providing and things of that nature, all right, because the scriptures also talk about, I also believe it in Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter, it talks about how, basically, quoting it verbatim, paraphrasing it, Slaki, I'm paraphrasing it, but it talks about how, basically at the first sign of trouble, not to flee, not to, because naturally the flesh is gonna react a certain way, but that's when the spirit's supposed to kick in and overdrive, um, you're supposed to let the spirit take over, but again, being that these people, they're pretty much led by their emotions. They don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai dealing with them. All right. Again, concerning them, the first sign of trouble, all right, they're gonna freak out, they're gonna bug out, and they're going to end up making decisions that's not best in their interests. And this is why, a majority of the people, they're going to end up taking the max. All right. So getting into this article, it says a key federal agency said this week that employers can legally require their workers to get the C-19 Maxine and prevent them from entering their workplaces if they refuse. All right, because also one of the things that has been taught, through the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all right, and all the men on down, being that, this Maxine, all right, is coming in the same spirit of the mark of the beast, all right, because, as it says in Revelation 13, starting at 16, all right, it says he calls us all right, so he's going to do something to where he's going to set up to where you pretty much don't have a choice. If you want to, continue to work and pay bills and things of that nature, all right, you got to, put these abominations in you, all right. And again, you just see what's, going on today with these, with this whole crisis, that's this pandemic, all right. You can't go anywhere without a face mask, all right. And soon, like the elders have been saying, all right, soon is going to be to where, because there's been talks about the immunization passes, all right, the C-19 passes, all right, to pretty much verify that you've taken the vaccine, all right, because soon it's going to get it'll get to a point where it'll go beyond the face mask, and it's going to be to where if you don't have your papers, basically, all right, or proof of showing that you've been vaccinated, then you can't enter into certain establishments. Eventually we'll get to that point, all right. It says the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, in guidance issued Wednesday, said that requiring a test will not violate the Americans with Disabilities Act in 1990. The law bars employers from requiring medical exams such as blood tests that seek information on an employee's physical or mental condition. But the EEOC said C-19 vaccine does not fall under that category. So you see, all right, because I mean, basically you can easily cry, or before you can easily just say, oh, for something along the lines of basically exemption from taking any type of shots, vaccines for religious reasons, all right, and again, being that soon that's going to be a thing of the past, all right. You won't be able to use that excuse, all right, because eventually, again, it's going to get to a point where, or they're going to set up to where they can bypass those certain laws and things that they got set up, all right. Again, using an example, a religious exemption, all right. You won't be able to say, oh, because of religious reasons, I don't believe in taking the max. No, that's not going to work in the near future, all right. Because again, eventually it will get to a point where, whether you're religious or not, or whatever the case may be, you got to take this vaccine one way or the other, all right. It says if a vaccine is administered to an employee by an employer for protection against contracting C-19, the employer is not seeking information about an individual's impairments or current health status, and therefore is not a medical examination, the commission said. There are many reasons that may explain why an employee has not been vaccinated, which may or may not be disability related, it added. Public health experts have said they predict employers will play a key role in helping bring the nation to a critical degree of widespread immunity as vaccines become more widely available. It says 2 vaccines, one from Pfizer and BioNTech, and another from Moderna have already been approved by the FDA, and the CDC is anticipated to greenlight the administration in the Moderna vaccine in the coming days. And if I'm not mistaken, they already got the approval. Moderna already got the approval, if I'm not mistaken. It says, still, even with permission from EEOC, employers must be cautious about any information that may be gleaned from pre-screening questions, which the government said must be job-related and consistent with business necessity. All right. It says a requirement for employees to receive the C-19 vaccine could play a major role in combating what experts say is an alarmingly high rate of skepticism toward the jab. All right. Yeah, because again, they're going to set it up to where, pretty much the excuses that you were able to use before, all right, that's not going to work on this go round, because, pretty much they're going to get it to where, basically if you refuse to get this vaccine, all right, you could be pretty much like a threat to society, all right, because being that they're anticipating actually I think it says it in this article. Let me read on. It says, while vaccines are considered one of the most crucial tools to finally reduce the spread of the disease, a Gallup survey last month found that just 58% of Americans said they would receive a vaccine. All right. So, because basically, a lot of people are, I think some of the reports said that basically like 30 to 40% of people said that they weren't going to, they're not with taking the vaccine. All right. And these elites, this is why they're going to go to extreme measures, to get people involved. All right. Because they know they're going to get a lot of kickback. All right. It says, to boost public confidence in a shot, Vice President Pence, Second Lady Karen Pence, and Surgeon General Jerome Adams all received the Pfizer shot on live television this week, and President-elect Joe Biden will do the same next week. So yeah, because again, being that the elites know they're going to get a lot of kickback, they've been using people like Bill Gates and Barack Obama. All right, a lot of people that Jake's look up to, and it'll trickle down from there. It'll be people like LeBron James and Jay-Z. All right, again, just more idols that Jake looks up to convince Jake to get this max. All right, because again, Esau is going to start pulling desperate measures. Because a lot of people aren't going to get this. All right, or at least they're saying they're not going to get it. It says, while the vaccines provide a light at the end of the tunnel, the nation is still heading into what are anticipated to be the deadliest phase of the virus before they are widely available in the spring and summer. Because, again, like I was going to say, they're anticipating like the deadliest wave, all right, in these cold, during this cold, the cold weather, the cold season, all right, they're anticipating the deadliest wave, all right. And this is why there have been talks about basically canceling Christmas, all right, because they know people, especially Jake, is not going to cancel, the holidays, New Year's and things of that nature. They know that people are going to come together regardless, all right, just like they did Thanksgiving, all right. And what happened during Thanksgiving, all right? Supposedly, there was a surge in cases. All right, ever since Thanksgiving, there's been new reports, new records, all right, of cases and deaths, all right, and they're gonna pull the same card, come Christmas, come New Year's Eve, all right. So because 2 Corinthians 2:11, all right, not being what does it say? not being let me get it real quick. Second Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of you. It's like, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. So again, being that, we're in the light, we're in the know. All right. Because, when you have a level of understanding, all right, you see right past the smoke screen that Esau puts out there. All right. We see right past the bullshit. All right. And before Esau even makes his moves, all right, the prophets, they pretty much, say what Esau is going to do before he even does it. All right. Like I said, if you've been paying attention, all right, watching the elders, all right, the apostles and elders, they've called this playbook out before, any of these things went down. All right. So, I mean, again, Esau, he's not slick. All right. We know what the deal is. And so, like, yeah. So, yeah. So it says, while the Maxines provide a light at the end of the tunnel, the nation is still heading into what is anticipated to be the deadliest phase of the virus before they are widely available in the spring and summer. Public health experts have expected...
A key federal agency said this week that employers can legally require their...
Slack you. Hope I don't get a strike for that, but we'll see. It says public health experts have expected a spike in cases to emerge following Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the country has at times reported more than 3,000 deaths in a single day. So yeah, just like Thanksgiving, ever since Thanksgiving, there's been more. There's been records pretty much have been broken. All right, with cases and deaths. All right, but so yeah, again, being that they know that Jake more so, all right, because that's the aim. The aim is towards the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, all right, and being that Jake, a lot of Jake they rely on their jobs, they rely on them checks, so now they're trying to say that this is the employers are going to play a major role concerning requiring their employees to get vaccinated. All right, so now they're going to set up to where somehow they're going to set up to where your jobs are going to require you to have the vaccine. All right, and again, like I quoted, Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus. Well, actually, because let me go there to Revelations 3 before I get into these precepts I got lined up. Because again, being at the hour of temptation, all right, is right around the corner. We get that. Revelations 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Yeah, because you got groups like IUIC, they teach that there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble. All right. You even got Israelite camps that teach about, they preach about, basically the rapture doctrine. All right. Where we're not going to endure a Jacob's trouble. We're going to be saved out of here before all hell breaks loose, which, that's, contrary to what the doctrine says, because just like the precept I read here, all right, it said, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. So each and every one of us, we're going to have to endure this time of, our faith being tested, because again, a lot of our livelihoods and, how we make, how we take care of our families and how we eat and things of that nature is going to be taken away from us. All right. A lot of us are going to lose our jobs. We're going to lose our cars, our homes. A lot of our women are going to leave us. A lot of our women are going to go behind our backs and get microchipped and take the kids and get microchipped. These are the things that a lot of us are going to have to endure. All right. But again, nevertheless, because once these things start, once they, start, once they start happening, all right, again, the flesh, all right, because the scriptures say our spirit is willing, but this flesh is weak, so 'cause like I said, it's only natural being that we're in the flesh, once these things start happening, our flesh is gonna feel some type of way, and that's when the spirit is supposed to kick in, because again, being that this is going to be the time where our faith is going to have to kick in, because that's all we're going to have at the end of the day. Because like I said, a lot of us are going to lose everything. All right. But understanding through the comfort of these scriptures, all right, knowing and understanding, having faith that somehow, some way, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to provide for us, because that's what's written in the scriptures. All right. It talks about how when everyone else is out here dying of starvation and just in a bad state. All right, the men of the Lord, all right, the elect, they're going to be taken care of. They're going to be eating, drinking. They're going to be all right. All right. So just knowing that, all right, that's what's going to carry us. Just having that hope. All right. Let me get this in Ephesians 4:14. That's not what I wanted, but I'll read it anyways. Ephesians 4:14, it says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Yeah, because again, Esau's gonna, put all type of propaganda out there. He's gonna inflate the numbers and pretty much, talk his sweet talk into getting people to, taking that max and ultimately the microchip. All right. But the scriptures talk about avoiding vain babblings. All right. Avoiding science, the false science, because that's what Esau is going to use. He's going to use his science. All right. Which is, the wisdom on the left hand, which ultimately, it's all witchcraft. All right. That's how he's ultimately going to, deceive the people through his witchcraft. All right. Because, like I said in the article concerning the Maxines, all right, this is going to be one of the most effective tools into, fighting this thing that's, plaguing the earth. That's just one of many forms of his witchcraft, his propaganda to convince the mass majority of the people. Also, like how they say concerning these Maxines, it's supposedly it's 96% effective. All right. Again, it's all, his cunning words. All right. That word there, slight, where it says slight in men. All right. It goes into basically, deceptiveness. All right. Because again, being that Esau, he's a crafty person. He's skillful. All right. With his, he's skillful in how he does things. He that like a smooth criminal he is. All right. He knows how to get you. All right. His words are a snare. All right. And you just look at what he's doing, how he used Eve, all right, a so-called black woman, to because Jake, they're they're so head over heels for these women, all right, these simps and whatnot, all right. But But again, you can just see how Esau, how they paint the narrative, and the propaganda that they put out there. All right. Because again, best believe, man, Jake, a lot of Jake, man, they're gonna fall after the woman, and that's gonna end up being their downfall. All right. Because best believe, man, a lot of these women, that they're gonna end up taking that max, and ultimately that chip. All right. And again, being that Jake is so head over heels for these women, they're because like I said, a lot of our women, they're going to end up leaving, all right, and things of that nature. And being that, a lot of these men, they're not actually men, but they can't fathom the fact of their women leaving them and things of that nature. So they're going to fall after, they're going to fall after her, follow right behind her and end up getting played out. But nevertheless, again, being that these things were left here for us to comfort us, because like I said, somehow, some way, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's gonna provide, he's gonna make a way for his men, for his elect. All right, somehow, some way. All right, because again, we're coming into some serious trying times. All right, our faith is going to be tested for sure. All right, and then there's not going to be there's no way around it. No shortcuts, no easy tickets, no nothing. All right, this is something that we're all going to have to endure. We're just going to have to deal with it for a little season, understanding the reward that's to come after it. And I also had this Matthew 10 and Mark 10 and 28. It says, "Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee." Yeah, because the question, the apostles, they asked, the question was asked basically because, basically, they dropped everything to follow Yahushua, and the question being asked, well, what are we going to get? We forsaken all to follow you. So what are we going to get? And, we got to understand that whatever we lose on this side, all right, we're going to get it back, and we're going to get it back better. That's what Yahushua told him. When you read on verse 29, it says, "And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that have left house." So you see, because like I said, a lot of us are going to lose our homes. All right, we're going to lose everything. Some of us. Reading on, it says, "Or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my sake and the gospel's. But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time houses and brethren and sisters and mothers and children and lands with persecutions, and in the world to come eternal life." So you see, again, whatever we lose on this side, all right, we're going to get it back. Whoever we lose, we're going to see him again. All right. And not only are we going to get it back, we're going to get it back better. All right. Everything's going to be perfect in the kingdom. All right. Because when you read, I believe it's in John, the 14th chapter. All right. It talks about how in my Father's house are many mansions. All right. And that's the kingdom. All right. We're going to be, Lord's world of the elect. We're going to have palaces, man. We're going to be pillars in the kingdom, man. Different sections, different sects of the galaxy, and planets and things of that nature. All right. All that stuff is being prepared for us. This is why there's been more and more chariot sightings. All right. Every now and then there's articles about how there's new planets being discovered, and they articles that go into how they're finding out that the outer space it's expanding and things of that nature. All right, all that stuff is being set up for us. All right, it's being set up for the elect. So again, because whatever we lose on this side, man, we're gonna get it back, man. And that's part of the that hope, man. We being that the scriptures talk about being prisoners of hope. All right, and again, being that understanding the reward that's to come after all this. Because like I said, man, we just got to deal with whatever we got to deal with just for a little season. And then from there, man, comes the kingdom. All right. So don't worry about anything or anyone that we may lose on this side. Don't worry about it, because we're going to get it back, man. So yeah, I think that was it on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this. Jumping down to verse 34. Mark 10:34 says, "And they shall mock him, and shall scourge him, and shall spit on him, and shall kill him, and the third day he shall rise again." Because again, basically, all right, just like Yahushua, he had to endure, all right, all the suffering, all right, when you read Isaiah 50, the 53rd chapter, all right, all the hell that Yahushua had to endure. Again, being that the servant is not greater than the master, we're going to have to endure much tribulation as well, all right, and because like I said, on another note, because basically, like I said, people that refuse to take the Maxine or, speak out against it, they're going to label them terrorists. They're going to label them a threat. All right. And again, because this is what they're trying to do with the workforce, on the behalf of public safety. All right. You got to take this max. All right. Being that they're inflating the numbers and this thing is so deadly and things of that nature. All right. This is something that we all have to take for public safety. And if you don't, then you're the problem. That's how they're going to try to paint this picture. All right. So they think that, these jobs, these employers are going to play a big role in getting people vaccinated. Because, again, they know that, especially Jake needs their jobs. Jake needs these jobs. They need these checks. All right. So, again, don't be surprised soon, you're working at a certain place. They start requiring you to, get these max. All right. Don't be surprised. And again, it's all part of the temptation that's going to come. All right. To see where your faith is at, because like I said, man, it's easier said than it's easier said than done. A lot of people, I'm just listening and having conversations with people. They're and this is just normal conversations I be having with people. I don't even be preaching the gospel or anything like that. Just regular conversations, just to see where people's minds at. Because like I said, a lot of people, they're not taking the max. All right. But like I said, man, it's easier said than done, because these same people that are saying they're not going to take the max, they're going to be the same ones to fold. Because, inside, when I'm having these conversations, inside my mind, I'm telling people, well, it's, I say this to myself, it's easier said than done when your back's not against the wall. Because, again, once Esau starts, touching where it hits home, all right, that's when, that's when it's going to be, that's what it's going to be showing who you are, what you're made of. It's easy to talk now, but let's see when you got, them people showing up at your door, threatening to take your kids away and things of that nature. We'll see where your mindset, how your attitude is then. That hour of temptation, man. And being that these people, they're not built up in the faith. So that this is why they're gonna fold. They're gonna fold easily. Without question. So I'm gonna get this second Exodus 12 and verse 46. It says, "Be of good comfort, O Israel, and be not heavy, thou house of Jacob." All right, why? Because again, being that Yahweh Shem Shai left his word here for us to build a firm foundation on. All right, because again, it's gonna get tough. Anyone that's telling you that it's gonna be easy peasy, I would advise you strongly to get away from that individual or those individuals. because it's not going to get any easy. All right. It's only going to get more and more difficult. It's going to get real uncomfortable in the very near future. All right. But again, being that if you're taking the time out to build yourself up in this faith, seeking the mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right, there's a chance. There's hope. Verse 47, it says, "For the highest have you in remembrance, and the mighty have not forgotten you in temptation." So you see, because again, when the hour of temptation comes, all right, all those that took the time out to build themselves up in the faith and seek grace and mercy from Yahweh Shemel Shai, and all those that took the opportunity to take this serious, all right, the Lord isn't, he's not going to forget those that had their mind stayed on him. The Lord's not going to forget you, because like I quoted, the scriptures talk about how, concerning his servants, all right, his servants, they're going to be eating, they're going to be drinking, they're going to be marrying, mirth, all right, they're going to be straight during that time. All right, so the Lord's not going to forget us, if we continue in this thing, and that's part of the comfort, You get this one in Ecclesiasticus 33:1. It says, "There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him." So you see, all right, when all hells break loose, man, again, the Lord's not going to, Lord's will, we be of the elect. He's not going to forget us. He's not going to forget about us. All right. But like I said, somehow, some way, how about Shemel Shai? He's going to make a way for his servants. All right. Those that decided to take this serious. Those that decided to, keep the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of their abilities. Because, we can't keep it perfect being in this flesh. But those that are trying, in sincerity, the Lord's not going to, he's somehow, some way, he's going to make a way. We don't know how he's going to do it, but again, that's where your faith is going to have to kick in. All right. Because again, when your people's backs are against the wall, all right, and that fear, overtakes them, that's when people are going to start making decisions that are not for their best interest. All right. Slack, yeah. Pay attention to my surroundings, but yeah. So again, because I'm often telling people, man, because more and more people, man, lately, man, just asking me questions and things of that nature, and basically at the end of the day, man, I just be telling people, man, buckle up and get ready for the ride, man. Because again, man, it's about to get real. It's about to get real uncomfortable out here. Because when you meditate on the scriptures, and you read like Esdras, reading Esdras, and it talks about woe was me, who shall deliver me in those days. All right. Because again, man, even the elect, man, because another part of the Bible talks about the righteous, how the righteous are scarcely going to be saved. The righteous are barely going to make it. How much more these people? Just showing how bad it's going to be. The righteous are barely going to make it. How much, just imagine how bad it's going to be out here. And a lot of people are going to be in that woe is me spirit. But again, nevertheless, because, the scriptures talk about being as pilgrims, all right? A lot of us, like I said, we're going to lose our jobs. We're going to lose homes and things of that nature. We're going to be on the run, living in the wilderness, living off grid and stuff like that. But you read about like the Maccabees, all right? How the Maccabees, when Jacob's trouble came during their time, all right? They fled in the wilderness and they were basically living off the land and eating the herbs and stuff like that, all right? And, as well as the other great men and great examples before us, again, being that, all hell pretty much broke loose and, they didn't break, They didn't fold. They held fast to their integrity. They kept the faith. They didn't curse the Most High. So again, because this is all things that we need to be prepping for and getting ourselves ready for. Because again, a lot of us, we're gonna lose everything. It's gonna get tough, man. Like I said, man, if anyone's telling you that there's not gonna be Jacob's trouble, if anyone's telling you that it's gonna be all right, it's gonna be a cakewalk, man. Like I said, I'd advise you to get far away from those individuals as possible. All right, because this thing is not gonna get any easier. But on that same note, just know and understand that, just got to deal with it for a little season, and just know and understand the reward that's to come after it's all said and done, which is the kingdom. All right. Yahweh Shai showing up with the many angels in the defense for the elect. Lord, will we be of that number? All right. So hopefully this was encouraging and, uplifting and edifying to whom it may concern. Once again, I'm going to give all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to my teachers, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and all the men on down. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. And until next time, Lord's will, I say Shalom.